Dear Election Authority, as we continue our primary coverage, all of our major races have been called, but still a lot of important data to comb through ahead of November's general election.
And we have your Election Authority expert, William Ingalls, here to break down the biggest storylines to follow after our primary. William.
Hey, Derek and Brittany, our presidential primaries, they were called just a few minutes into polls closing, but really Trump and Biden, they're talking about November now. And Trump, you would really want to see this number closer to 90%, much closer to what Biden saw. And these numbers were pretty representative of everything we saw last night, kind of that second round of primaries after everyone had already dropped out. Let's stick to the Republican side, though, because we're starting to see some trends here with Donald Trump. We're able to look at in 2016, Central Illinois is kind of where he saw some issues, along with actually in our area up here in Northern Illinois. Let's flip back to what we saw in 2024. We're actually able to turn on the heat map. Now, the lighter the green is, the less win margin Trump had. Where are those same areas he's still struggling? He's still struggling in Northern Illinois and Central Illinois. And now, mind you, we're looking at about maybe high teens like in Ogle County, maybe even some 20s for Nikki Haley. But this is one of the issues you might look at when you're trying to reunite the Republican Party. You want to see all these votes going for Trump, especially in these primaries. And that's not to say that Biden is getting off scot-free either. As someone in his stature as an incumbent going for his second term, you'd like to see that number closer to 95%. Even in Kansas, 10% of primary voters said none of these names. So even though really this is a ceremonial vote at this point, both these candidates already have all the delegates they need to become their party's nominee, we still have voters willing to make their voice heard that they're not willing to vote for the lead candidate. So there is perhaps a bigger size for undecided voters and perhaps the most power these undecided voters have ever had in deciding the presidency. Derek and Brittany.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot to track as we get closer to November, William. Thank you.